Hello everyone, this is Jan from orJANics 50nRaw, and I am here today to teach you something which I consider to be very, very important. Probiotics. If you have been following my YouTube channels, I have been teaching a lot about consuming probiotics. Really, you should be consuming probiotic drink or probiotic food with each meal that you eat 3 times a day. If you don't eat three meals a day, which I don't, I still consume probiotic drink or food 3 times a day. And this just helps to keep your intestinal normal flora healthy, so you don't get leaky gut syndrome, so you can absorb nutrients from your food, so you don't get parasites, so you can your B vitamins can all be absorbed, your K2 can be made. I mean, to have probiotics daily is just so important for healthy digestion. And I have taught on how to make this pineapple probiotic drink, which now is about 4 or 5 months old. It has only been in the refrigerator one time when I went to California a couple weeks ago. And it is healthy, it is alive, it gives me 1.5 quarts of beautiful probiotic drink every day. It has multiple strains of beneficial bacteria in it, and I can even sneak it into some hibiscus tea without my family even knowing it's there. So it's wonderful. Kombucha is also so important to drink. I have videos on that as well. Now this is another type of probiotic. So something that's important to understand is drinking kombucha is wonderful, but it doesn't have a broad spectrum of probiotics in it. Drinking kefir is wonderful, but it doesn't have a broad spectrum. Drinking my pineapple probiotic or eating kimchi or eating sauerkraut or whatever other fermented foods that you can get, there are so many different probiotics that will benefit you. Not one food item or drink item has them all. So it's a really good idea to get them from different sources so you can get a wide variety of strains growing in here and making you happy. So what I want to teach you guys today is, you can see that I have several bottles of kefir here. Now this is a really easy way to make kefir, which I'm going to show you. Kefir grains you can purchase, and they look like little white pieces of cauliflower. You put them in a milk. You can use goat's milk, you can use cow's milk, you can, I think you can even use like almond milk or hemp seed milk. But over the years I have found that it is a lot of work to take care of those kefir grains, and over the years, several years that I have tried to regularly consume kefir, I have not been successful at continuing to make kefir. It makes a lot of kefir all at once. We can't consume it quick enough. It curdles a lot on me. So I find it time consuming, and I find it a lot of work. So what I have found through different listening to people here and there, and through a very good friend of mine, Kirsten, hello Kirsten, you inspired this video, is I have found a way to take this commercial kefir and make it a super duper awesome kefir. So let me just tell you, if you go to the store and you look at the different strands, the different brands of yogurt, which I have done, you will find that yogurt contains about 2 strands, maybe 3 if you're lucky, of probiotic. Well, this kefir, even though it's commercially made, it still has 12 strands of probiotic. It says it has 12 live active kefir cultures. So 12 definitely is a lot better than 2 or 3, right? If you guys are making your kefir and you're using kefir grains, that is absolutely by far the best way to do it. Hats off to you guys, okay? Now I'm going to talk to everybody else who doesn't want to do it that way, finds it hard to do it that way, finds it hard to be consistent. And maybe someday we'll be there where we can take care of the kefir grains as well and make it work. But I want to talk to everybody else. So what I do with this is I bought all of these kefirs, and you know why I have so many? Because my grocery store has them on sale. Buy one, get one free. What a deal. So I think this costs about $3.69. So I now get $1.50 each or $1.60 each. So I have an intruder. So when I get this home, what I do is I don't put it in the fridge right away. I take the lid off and I take my probiotic, which this one is my Puradyne Life Biotic, and I'll take a scoop of probiotic and I'll put it in. I will put the lid on, shake it up really good, and then I'll leave it out. I actually just put it over there on top of my stove with the stove off, and I'll leave it there for 24 hours. Now, my friend Kirsten in Canada taught me this when I went to see her in December, and she told me that she buys it and she just lets it sit out for 24 to 48 hours. It gets much thicker, and she doesn't, as far as I know, she doesn't put any probiotic in it. So if you don't have probiotic, you don't have to add it to it. But this just adds maybe a couple more strands of probiotic depending on what's in here and what's in here. You might be able to add a few more probiotic strands. But what happens is the warming up the kefir causes the probiotic to multiply more and more. So even if you don't have a probiotic, you can just shake it up and leave it sit out for 24 hours. You'll still have just 12 strands of probiotics, which is still great, but now there'll be a lot more of them. Because when you put things in the fridge, fermentation stops. So it goes dormant. So by leaving them out for 24 hours, you're causing them to grow. So you're significantly increasing the probiotic power of this drink. So what I have this probiotic. If you have any other probiotic capsules, just open them up, put one in each one of these, shake them up, and leave them on the counter for 24 hours. I also have, this is by Donna Schwernick, Donna Cultured Food Life. She sells this kefir starter, and it's a little packet, and you can use this just with regular milk, goat milk or whatever type of milk you want, and you can dump this packet in the required amount, which I'm not exactly sure what it is, but there's instructions in here, and it will in 24 hours you'll have a nice thick kefir with no grains. What she's done is she's taken the grains and she's dehydrated them and powdered them, and so she's made this really easy kefir powder you just add. So what I did is I just added this to some of these as well. I forgot, actually I had this. I added this and then shook it up and left it on the counter. If you don't have either of those, maybe you've made my pineapple probiotic drink. You can just take a teaspoon of this, put a teaspoon in each one, and you'll have this. This has also got strains of probiotic in it, so it's also going to add. If you don't have any of this, don't worry about it. Just leave it on the counter for about 24 hours. Sometimes the bottle gets a little fat because fermentation does create carbon dioxide, and so you have to, just kind of take the lid off and then just let a little bit of the air out. So really a super easy way to make your commercial kefir, which by the way is gluten-free, 99% lactose-free, no artificial sweeteners. 1 cup, 8 ounces, has 30% of your daily requirement of calcium, and grass-fed cows. Now, this, you might be thinking, I don't want to drink commercial kefir. To me and my family, this is better than not drinking it at all. We don't buy milk. I don't consume almond milk. I don't buy rice milk. So my concern is that my family is getting enough calcium. They do like this. They'll just drink it out of the glass. when I did my 1 year raw a year ago, one of the things that I was constantly deficient in was calcium. And I just never got enough calcium, never got enough calcium. And if you're vegan, I totally understand that you might have a different way of getting your calcium. But if you're lactose intolerant, this is 99% lactose free. And I cannot eat ice cream. I get like this, boom, my stomach gets all bloated. I am beyond putrefied gassiness and diarrhea. But I can eat this and it doesn't affect me at all. Good to put in your smoothies, good to drink straight. And you can just put it in a bowl, add some of your granola, your cocoa nibs or whatever, and then eat it like that. So I think this is a really good way to get probiotics into your diet. It's easy, and I can do this. I can do this consistently, which really is the key. Doing kefir grains, I could not do consistently. It was something that I just couldn't do. I couldn't keep up with it, and so I do like this, and it's kind of like a little trick. It's kind of like a little cheat, and I wanted to pass it on to you because I know so many of you can benefit from regularly consuming probiotics. So this is something that we've added to our diet to drink daily, and I try and get 2 cups in me, 2 cups in each of my kids, and that's 60% of my calcium for the day, and I'm okay with that. That's good for my bones. Now, I want to teach you something else. One thing about kefir is the kefir whey is just so good, and you can use it for so many different things. Yesterday, I made an avocado dip. I added a little bit of this when nobody was looking and nobody noticed it. I left it on the counter so that the kefir whey could culture the avocado dip and grow a little bit. And after a few hours, I put it in the fridge. You don't need to leave it 24 hours, just like 3 hours, 4 hours, something like that, and put it in the fridge. Your food's not going to spoil. Last week, I prepared hot salsa. And when nobody was looking, because if they see me do it, they won't eat it, right? When nobody was looking, I added a couple tablespoons of kefir whey to it. This has got lots of strands of probiotic in it right here, so I added it to it and stirred it up. What else did I use that for? You can put this in your drinks. If you're making some tea, you can put a little tablespoon in your tea and just let it sit. It's really, really great stuff. If you don't have that and you have the pineapple probiotic drink, you can add that to it. So what I do is I just take the plain kefir. Okay, this one's plain, and I've already super cultured it, for lack of a better word. And I take a coffee filter, my strainer. It's not a super fine strainer. It's a plastic strainer that the holes are a little bit, big. And then I'm just gonna pour the plain kefir in here. And I'm gonna fill it up to the top, and I'm gonna let it sit overnight. Tomorrow in the bowl on the bottom will be this beautiful kefir whey, and left in the coffee filter on top will be a beautiful kefir cheese that you can either add honey to and eat on a piece of toast, or you can make it savory by adding garlic salt and garlic powder or some chives, and add that to maybe a tomato sandwich or something, So this, I really do like having a jar of kefir whey in my fridge because I use it. I'll sneak it into everything because I know the importance. First line of defense. It's something that I cannot shout loud enough to everybody who listens to me is probiotics, 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 and not in a pill form, but in a food form. Getting them in you all the time. We went out to a restaurant today at lunch. Guess what I did? I took a bottle of kombucha with me. I asked for a glass of ice and I drink kombucha with my meal. This morning we got up and I made a hibiscus tea and I put in my pineapple probiotic in it, and we drank a quart of that. Even my boys did, my little boys. We had salsa this afternoon and I made sure that it had kefir whey in it, and they ate it with some organic corn chips. So every way that I can think of to just get the probiotic in them, without them even knowing, is just so important for you guys to do for yourself and your family. So I hope this helps. I hope this makes consuming kefir a little bit easier. And then to buy it and drink it is great, but to buy it and supercharge it is even better. So God bless you guys. Let me know what you think about this video, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye. There you have it. It's the next morning. There's the whey on the bottom and the curd is on the top. And so what I'm going to do with that is add some honey to it, and I'm going to make a little bit of fruit salad, chop up some apples, maybe put some pomegranate seeds in it, some walnuts, and make a fruit salad out of that. So, you guys have a good day.